Millions protest Trump policies in No Kings rallies across U.S. Millions took part in nationwide No Kings protests across the United States on Saturday, October 18, 2025, with organizers estimating participation in over 2,700 events spanning all 50 states. The movement challenged what demonstrators described as President Donald Trump's authoritarian governance and support for expanded executive power. Reports indicate more than 100,000 people gathered in New York City alone, while U.S. officials noted that major cities including Chicago, Washington, D.C., and San Diego saw large crowds and no mass arrests. House Speaker Mike Johnson rejected the protests as radical and un-American, and some Republican leaders claimed the events were politically orchestrated. President Trump dismissed the rallies on social media, posting an AI-generated video portraying himself as King Trump, and hinted at investigating possible foreign funding of the demonstrations. Though the protests were largely peaceful, their scale has raised serious questions about the trajectory of U.S. democracy and the strength of grassroots dissent.
I was at a protest yesterday. Thousands of people marching in unison, laughing, talking, shaking hands, taking photos, reading signs, hugging, chanting slogans, sharing water and food. God bless the good people of America. One of the best family outings this year.
Nicole, you forgot to remind everyone that he did so with a crown on his head while piloting a U.S. military fighter jet. 100% deplorable.
This is how we make it clear to Congress that they can answer to Trump or they can answer to the people. Make your choice, Congress.
I think that's the most honest video he has ever made. He has crowned himself king, and he's shushed TTING all over Americans. That is exactly what's happening.
I was at a protest yesterday. Tens of thousands of people marching in unison, laughing, talking, shaking hands, taking photos, reading signs, hugging, chanting slogans, sharing water and food. God bless the good people of America. One of the best family outings this year.
I vote, as well as protest. Do not forget to vote, fellow Americans.
It just dawned on me that there weren't any shootings yesterday. Good job, America.
And this is the quality of the President of America. Crude, rude, petty and petulant, and an absolute disgrace to our country.
President Trump presses President Zelensky on territorial issues. On October 17, 2025, U.S. President Donald Trump met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House. During the meeting, Trump expressed serious hesitation about approving the supply of long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine, suggesting that diplomacy and negotiations based on current battle lines should take precedence. He reportedly urged Zelensky to consider making a deal with Russian President Vladimir Putin, warning that if Ukraine rejected terms similar to those Russia had already proposed, it could face further devastation. Zelensky stressed that relying solely on drones is insufficient and reaffirmed Ukraine's urgent need for long-range weapons, which he believes could compel Putin to negotiate. The approval of the missiles remains pending, as Trump emphasized the United States must retain such weapons for broader strategic needs. Meanwhile, plans for a possible Trump-Putin summit in Hungary have been put on hold amid renewed Russian offensives and growing diplomatic disagreements over territorial terms.
Get this clown out. On top of it, he is not president of the people choice.
Ukraine has to pay by losing a large portion of his country because of Zelenskyy's stupidity.
Don't place too much hope on others. Rely on yourself for everything.
Peace, please. Don't listen to people advocating war. Peace among all nations.
Taco Trump don't fear Zelensky, but he fears Putin 100%.
The clown of Ukraine wants WW3.
How did the president of Europe's poorest country become a billionaire?
I love you. And this is how it ends.
Indonesia plans widespread arrests for smuggling, under-invoicing. Finance Minister Purbaya Yudi Sadewa announced plans on October 17, 2025, to launch a sweeping crackdown on smuggling and under-invoicing networks undermining Indonesia's economy. Speaking on a Metro TV talk show, he said operations will target sectors such as cigarettes, textiles and steel, adding that law enforcement will be impartial and reach high-level figures regardless of influence. Purbaya stressed that fighting these illegal trades is key to boosting the tax-to-GDP ratio and revitalizing the domestic industry. He confirmed that President Prabowo Subianto fully supports the initiative. Officials are still calculating the total state losses from these practices and have not yet provided a specific timeline for arrest operations.
The people are ready to support my hero.
Mr. Purbaya is an economic hero, steady and awesome.
Messy hair, plain face, but a clear mind and strong determination. May you stay steadfast, Mr. Pure. Mr. Minister Purbaya will continue to never back down and defend all people with justice and prosperity.
The people are ready to defend this man and his family. Whoever harms this man will be an enemy of the people.
Steady Pak Purbaya, we support for the prosperity of the people of Indonesia.
Mr. Purbaya is a national asset and our pride.
Stay firm. The people are with you. This country doesn't belong to a handful of elites. Take down the corrupt gang.
Keep pushing forward, Mr. Pure. The people are behind you. Wipe out the mafia in TPNPDESA.
Corruptors can't sleep, there will be massive arrests. How happy the people are.
Sanae Takaichi elected Japan's first female prime minister. LDP forms coalition. On October 21, 2025, Japan's parliament elected Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, leader Sanae Takaichi as the country's first female prime minister, following a coalition agreement with the right-wing Japan Innovation Party, Ishin. The deal positions the LDP-Ishin bloc as the core of the new government, although it currently falls short of a stable majority in both houses of the Diet. The coalition framework outlines plans to review the size of the House of Representatives, strengthen political finance transparency and examine potential relief for food consumption taxes. Moves the partners say will revive public trust and reform governance. Takaichi, who won 237 votes in the lower house ballot, dismissed her predecessor's brief tenure and framed her victory as a fresh start. Ishin will support the government from the legislature and initially forego senior cabinet appointments, underscoring the emergent yet fragile nature of the alliance. As the new administration assumes office, it faces the twin challenges of economic recovery and renewing Japan's global role.
Anyway, I ask for politics of the Japanese, by the Japanese, for the Japanese. For now, we'll just have to keep an eye on it. The Japan Innovation Party has Heizo and Hashimoto on its side. I can't be too happy about it. Chaos is still expected to continue.
Please don't give me free college or any other nonsense, and please don't spend my tax money on F-rank universities that only make memories for me.
I wish the JIP would cut Takenaka and Hashimoto.
Can't you just do something about Takenaka and Hashimoto, please? Get rid of Takenaka and Hashimoto.
JIP is JIP, but at least the cult group is gone.
Brazilian man arrested in Japan over 230 million yen luxury car theft ring. Brazilian national Marcelo Sato Correa, 25, and an associate were arrested on Monday for allegedly stealing a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado valued at approximately 2.5 million yen from a residential parking lot in Teibayashi, Gunma Prefecture, on October 16. Investigators believe the suspects are linked to a car theft ring that may have stolen more than 230 million yen in luxury vehicles over the past year. Police allege Correa used a device known as a Ken invader to bypass vehicle locks before the theft. The Metropolitan Police Department is investigating whether the vehicles were sold overseas. Although multiple thefts are under suspicion, the group's full membership and the destination of the stolen cars remain under inquiry. Authorities have arrested the two men and are working to determine the full extent of the scheme.
Stop immigration.
No money, no compensation, that's the end of it. The victims will cry themselves to sleep. Give them the maximum punishment.
If you do something bad, don't come to Japan. I will laugh if this is not prosecuted.
The remaining crime is 230 million. Oh, if the number of immigrants increases, this kind of increase can go on and on and on and on and on.
If we continue to talk about increasing immigration, it will only increase the danger to the Japanese people's property and lives.
I'm sure they'll do it again.
What visa are these guys on? Are they here illegally?
Sanae Takaichi becomes Japan's first female prime minister. Japan's parliament on October 21, 2025 elected Sanae Takaichi as the nation's 104th prime minister, making her the first woman to hold the office. She won a majority in the first round of the lower house vote, where 465 ballots were cast and 233 were required to prevail. Takaichi's election followed her October 4 victory in the Liberal Democratic Party leadership race. Backed by the LDP and the Japan Innovation Party, along with several independents, she secured enough support to form a new governing bloc, though the coalition falls short of a stable majority in both chambers and will need broader backing to pass legislation. Immediately after the vote, Prime Minister Takaichi proceeded to the Kantei to begin assembling her cabinet, with an inauguration expected later in the evening. Her administration is set to prioritize economic stabilization and political reform while testing the durability of the new alliance in the Diet. The outcome marks a historic milestone for Japan and ushers in a period of careful coalition management.
Don't let people around you get in the way. Cooperate for the sake of Japan. I hope you get a good night's sleep at least tonight.
Good. Congratulations to Ms. Takaichi. I am glad that someone who can say that the Japanese flag is important is standing at the top of Japan. I am sure there will be many obstacles in your way, but the people are on your side. I have high expectations for you. I am really glad that she was chosen not because she is a woman, but because she is the most appropriate person in Japan today.
I'm so glad to hear the overwhelming number of votes say, woohoo.
I am glad that there were no rebellions from the Liberal Democratic Party and the Japan Innovation Party. Congratulations, Ms. Takaichi.
I am very happy to witness the historic moment of the first female prime minister in my lifetime. Congratulations to Ms. Takaichi.
Ms. Takaichi, please take care of Japan.
I don't feel that she is a female prime minister. I don't care about her gender at all because she is the one who has advanced with her abilities without using so many women.
Six injured in Akita bear attacks. Officials respond in Yuzawa City. 6 people sustained injuries in a series of bear attacks across Akita Prefecture on the morning of October 20th, with 4 incidents occurring in Yuzawa City where bears reportedly remain in urban areas. Police reported 4 men were attacked in Yuzawa City between 5 a.m. and 6:20 a.m. A man in his 60s was injured in Shimizu-cho, followed by a man in his 40s or 50s in Omitmaki. A male security guard in his 70s was attacked in a hotel parking lot, and a 4th man in his 60s sustained a thigh injury in Omitmaki. Victims suffered injuries to fingers, back, face, and a thigh. Additional attacks also injured individuals in Yokote City and Yurihanjo City, bringing the total to 6 across the prefecture. Yuzawa city officials, police, and local conservation groups are actively responding as bear sightings continue in the city, with residents advised to exercise caution. These incidents coincide with a broader pattern of increased bear activity across Japan, including a bear capture in Morioka City, Iwate Prefecture, in April 2025, and sightings in Tokyo's Nishitama area in August 2025.
Come on, let the police handle this. How long are you going to keep relying on the hunting club? They're just civilians.
You're not running away or provoking them, but they still attack you from behind, even when you're just walking. At this point, they already see you as a predator.
I think the government should do something about this now.
The kanji character for this year has already been decided as bear.
This many people for one animal tells me how great the hunters are.
A killer roams the streets.
Change the law so they can shoot immediately.
Tense White House meeting as Trump urges Zelensky to accept Russian demands. A heated exchange took place at the White House between U.S. President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Trump allegedly urged Zelensky to accept Russian demands, repeating arguments similar to those of Vladimir Putin and warning that Kyiv could face destruction if it refused. Zelensky rejected the proposal, insisting on an unconditional ceasefire and stressing that Moscow continues to escalate the war. Separately, Trump confirmed he had spoken with Putin by phone regarding potential Tomahawk missile deliveries to Ukraine. He later stated that no such transfer would proceed, as both leaders agreed the move could escalate tensions and undermine ongoing peace efforts.
Very good. Eastern Ukraine has always been pro-Russian, and neither NATO, the EU, nor that little cokehead will change that. I'm not a big fan of Trump, but if he ends the conflict, he'll have my respect.
Putin plays better chess than Uncle Donald, who is once again being shown up by his sweetheart, a disgrace to the world.
Trump wants to finally start mining rare earths in Ukraine. That's why a ceasefire at any price. He doesn't give a t about Ukraine.
The Germans always know everything better.
God, these narcissistic vanities are almost unbearable. For the little man, a Porsche and a girlfriend 30 years younger will do. For others, it has to be the whole world stage. It's unbearable.
Putin plays chess, Trump plays golf, and Germany no longer plays a role.